Hey everybody, welcome to my video podcast. Podcast about anything and everything. I like to do a lot of things, have a lot of opinions, and today my opinion is on two products that I purchased with my own money. Not paid sponsorship. This is only like a short video, and this is only my second video I've ever done. So obviously nobody's paying me to review these items, but these are just some items that I purchased that I've come to enjoy, and here are my viewpoints. The first wheel we have here is the Mclaren Gt3 V2 and the new Moza Gs Wheel. I'll be honest, this Mclaren wheel is what I used every day. It's the only wheel I've owned, and I absolutely love it. For GT3 and Formula Racing, it is absolutely amazing. I have invested a lot of time and money. As you can see, I've put the Mercedes Petronas sticker on it. I'm a huge Lewis Hamilton and Mercedes fan, so that had to go on there. I also invested in the QR1 quick release, and as you can see, upgraded to the magnetic shifters, which I'll be honest, makes this wheel absolutely amazing. However, when you look at it, it's still a plastic housing. As we all know, and anybody who's raced with it, it basically has the etched carbon fiber on it, but it's just a plastic housing. I have taken this apart to make those upgrades, and it is absolutely amazing. It's done everything I've asked it to do. I love the 300 millimeter size of it, and I think perfectly placed for, again, Formula and GT3. My problem was, again, it's plastic, and I've invested between the wheel, which is $199, the metal quick release, which is $99, the magnetic shifters, which makes it another $125, all in on a plastic wheel. I am $425 in. And again, has served me well. Every now and then, if I drive really hard, you can hear some creaking in it. It is plastic. Again, and I have taken it apart. And again, these shifters on the back from FSMZ are absolutely amazing. Like, it literally makes the wheel feel like it's a premium wheel once you add these on. It's silent, it's quick, and it is absolutely amazing. I would highly recommend to anybody who's going to buy a McLaren wheel, make sure you upgrade to the metal quick release and the magnetic shifters. What I did, however, now switch to is I went from Fanatic in the McLaren wheel, which again, I have a CSL DD, and that is an absolute great wheelbase, but I just wanted a little more. For a GT wheel that was going to be 300 millimeters and be able to do Formula and do GT racing and have that bigger size. I love the size of this wheel. I've heard countless others tell me about the Formula V2, which again, looks like an amazing wheel, but it's smaller, and I wasn't trying to go anything smaller than this 300 millimeter. I looked at a bunch of different wheels, but again, a bunch of different wheels required me to buy podium hubs, different attachments, and would take that price of another wheel like from Asher or Cube Controls. It'd go from, $400, $500, $600. Add on that, podium hub. Now I'm already at $700, $800 for a wheel, and I just didn't want to take that avenue. So I decided, you know what? Let's try something new. I decided, you know what? Let's look at this new company. I had seen quite a few reviews on it. Actually, I've seen two at the time. Moza. Never heard of Moza a day in my life. I hear they make some really good video equipment, but never heard of them. They joined the sim racing scene and was like, you know what? Let me take a look. And immediately, from the first time I saw it, I was like, wow, okay. I have the CSL DD at 8 Newton meters, which, to be honest, worked really well. Software, Fanatic, as we all know, can be a little bit clunky, but for me, it worked. I took about 3 months for me to get the CSL DD in my hands, and from the moment I got it, I went from the Club Sport wheelbase version 2.5 to the CSL DD, and immediately, instantly got faster. Like, it was just night and day, and that wheelbase is amazing. Problem is, for me and for my needs, I wanted a GT wheel that had all the bells and whistles, but wasn't going to cost me $600, $700, $800, $900. So after putting in $425 for the McLaren wheel, which again, I've even added the nice McLaren sticker. I know, kind of seems silly, McLaren on top, Mercedes on front, but I think they look awesome. I decided to go with Moza. So I recently got the MOZA R9 wheelbase, which is 9 Newton meters, which is actually cheaper than the CSL DD. And I went and got the Moza Gs Wheel, and that's the wheel here. And I have to be honest, once I took this out the box, and again, mind you, I spent $425 on that all in. This was $499. This thing is sturdy. I was really impressed with all of the different options. As you know, if you've seen any other videos, again, I'm not going to do an in-depth video. There are many others out there. And again, this is my first one. So I'm pretty sure I'll get plenty of feedback. And of course, if you have questions, by all means, let me know. But first of all, the Alcantara Grips works for me. I wear gloves, so I'm not having a problem with that. I started out with no gloves on my McLaren wheel, but quickly said, you know what, let me get a pair of gloves. Works well. With the Alcantara, I wear gloves as not to wear this out as well. But this wheel, of course, having that forged carbon fiber, it has the quick release here, which is so easy, so smooth to operate. I have all the different options that I would have on any high-end wheel. Lights are backlit. I have come to love this wheel, and I've had this wheel for a few days now, and it is absolutely amazing. And I will say this, using the CSL DD and using now the MOZA R9, which is 9 Newton meters for $439, and I believe CSL DD is 8 Newton meters for $499. So not a massive different price difference. However, I do get one additional Newton meter with a less cost out of pocket for the wheelbase, where I'd get one less here. But I will say this, the software for Moza, absolutely amazing. I was actually impressed with how easy it was to use. I was able to dial in my settings. At first, it took a little bit to get used to because I was used to using the Fanatic settings. But with the change, it was just pit house software, use one software to manage everything. I no longer have to use both Fanatic and Fanalab. I just have one software, and it makes it 10 times easier. But I would say this wheel, after using it with that new MOZA R9 wheelbase, I think Fanatic has a bit on their hands now. They have somebody who's competing in that space. It's smaller than my CSL DD, which I was quite surprised. I will say that with any new company coming out, obviously reliability is going to be a question. How do they handle with returns and RMA? How do they handle things like, wait, this is not working? How's their customer service? Now, granted, I've had email exchanges with them with Moza when I was waiting for my item to come in. And to be honest, they always responded really quickly. Of course, there's a time delay because I'm here in the States, I'm in Ohio, and obviously they're in Hong Kong, China. So bit of a delay as far as I would send something during the day. I would always get a response immediately in the evening. In fact, I had an ongoing conversation about my shipment. And again, I ordered this on March 12th, and I got it early April. So actually they quoted me at 40 to 50 days of lead time. It took lower than 40 days. So I got it in less than a month's time. So for me, that was absolutely amazing. And again, using both of these, they both will work and they both will fit your needs. Again, this is for $499, more high end. Only difference is you don't have the screen display on here, but it's not something I ever paid attention to. And to be honest, Moza has an app where I can make all of those changes on the app, where I can adjust anything on my wheelbase that I would access in the software on my PC, I can access from my phone. So I think that's a huge win there. But again, some of you, and I've heard the complaints and I've heard people say on these message boards about, well, it's being made in China and I'm not really comfortable. And that's a question that many people will ask. Personally, really didn't care. Many of the products that you buy nowadays are made in China. The product works. It does exactly what I ask it to do. I haven't had any issues. And to be honest, between the two of them, I have gotten rid of all of my Fanatic gear. Some people may not want to hear that, but a new company came out with a product that I really wanted. A high-end wheel that was right in my price range, $425 with upgrades, $499 with no upgrades needed. Again, magnetic paddle shifters, which are absolutely amazing. I've got my clutch paddles that I can use my clutch and bite point, which is amazing. It's got this amazing quick release. Again, it's forged carbon fiber. It is sturdy. There's no bend. There's no flex. So that's just my quick little review of the wheelbases and my quick little review of the steering wheels. If I were to choose and I was to recommend a product, again, I know Fanatic makes things en masse, and they're the #1 player out there when it comes to wheelbases, especially at that entry level of $499 for the CSL DD. If I were in anybody's shoes, I would highly recommend this is good, this wheel is better. Wheelbases, you get 1 extra Newton meter for a lot less cost. And to be honest, all in with this wheelbase and this wheel, granted, if you're not going to do the upgrades, then I would say get the CSL DD, get your McLaren wheel for $199, your $500 for the wheelbase, $200 for the wheel, $700 all in. With this, I'm a little under $1,000, but again, when I add in wanting to have magnetic shifters, wanting to have the QR1 metal quick release, because I have seen a few of them crack, then you're at that level playing field. Because the extra cost for this wheel with the upgrades over this, when you add in the wheelbases, it will completely wash. I'm going to stick with Moza for now. Moza works exactly how I expected. I would recommend it to anybody out there. It is awesome. And if you're looking for a 300mm wheel that works with your wheelbase and you don't have to do anything extra outside of going more high end, when you're thinking about getting that first, DD base, I would go with Moza. That's just my review. But again, everybody's different. Everybody has their own viewpoints. Yeah, so that's my look at it. And again, if you have any comments or feedback, go ahead and leave a comment. I have a podcast about various different things, not just product reviews. So if you like other things outside of just product reviews, again, I'm not sure how many product reviews I will actually do, but I will say for this one, of my own purchase, the money I have spent and invested in sim racing, I'm going to stick with Moza. I like where I see they're going. Yes, they're going to be a new company. Yes, there are going to be kinks to work out, but that R9 wheelbase and this GS steering wheel are absolutely amazing. And I would highly recommend, if I had to pick one over the other, after using them both, after dumping tons of money in here, wheelbase, wheel, Moza, and that's what I would say moving forward. Again, no wrong choice, just my personal preference. All right, everybody, have a good one. Hit me up if you have any other questions. Later.